It was good. I mean, to be fair, a lot of the time I thought we weren't exactly travelling. You know, the other horse, Dr. Fever, was finding life a little bit easier. But the good thing about this fellow is he's hardy and he does see his races out very well. He probably does stay very well. I mean, I'm not in a rush to suddenly go 2.5 miles, but I've no doubt he would get it if we actually ever had to ask him. I mean, you know, if that's what he says at the end of the day, that he needs to go another 1/2 mile, we'll move up. It was a tough race, and so, you know, you'd expect them to have a little after effect. But to be fair, he was bright and breezy straight away. He looked well, he ate up, and he's been very straightforward. But he had a couple of quiet weeks after that, and now he's sort of back in his pre-Cheltenham build-up. He did a little bit of work yesterday, and he'll have a first sort of serious gallop since Ascot on Saturday, and then we'll be taking that forward. He'll probably do about 3 bits of work in between, have a couple of schools, and you know, he's a clean-winded horse. He doesn't take huge amounts of work, so he's quite easy to maintain like that. He's very straightforward, and he tells you everything. You know, unfortunately, he was telling us before the Tingle Creek that he wasn't right. He wasn't, something was brewing, and it, sure enough, in the end it did brew, and you could tell by, you know, sticking a scope down him, and when we took a tracheal wash off him, he was wrong. But thankfully, he told us a fortnight before that, you know, he wasn't working as well as he can do, and there was something missing. And the only thing to do is take heed of it. He's telling us. And that's where you know, a good sensible horse can be a great help to us, because he can't talk, but he can tell you. I think if you've got natural ability, life is much easier, isn't it? They pick things up quicker. He learnt quicker, he won his bumper. Apart from one fall over hurdles, which was stupid, because he was great. I went to Newbury and I just thought he'd canter round and win. Unfortunately, he finished upside down, but luckily we haven't done that again since, have we, mate? He was at the Tattersalls point-to-point sale, and we were looking for a horse for Joe. I mean, you don't need to look at a horse for very long. You either like it or don't like it. When you see something you really, really like, you know that straight away, unless it suddenly turns out to have faults that you can't forgive. But, you know, he was a grand individual. He'd won his point-to-point. He was impressive doing that. And, yeah, no, I think I said to Mint straight away, that's the one we want. Sometimes you get it right, sometimes you get it wrong. I mean, it was in the, you know, it was rather like when the first time I saw Altior in a box, he was as a store. You know, I said, I'm buying that. Okay, I say that a lot of times, and 9 out of 10, they're probably no bloody good at all. But, you know, as I say, sometimes you're lucky and you get it right.